Hello, everybody. Welcome to Alpha One. This is Glory, and in the series of Kali, today we will be speaking about why uh, coming to Kali isn't supposed to make you look holy, but it is supposed to make you powerful. And in that context, I'll be sharing few of my experiences and few of my understanding uh, through the path across my journey with people and within myself. So, essentially, what I'm trying to say is the difference between spiritual tourism and being a victim of the societal stigmas, even subconsciously so. Now, most of us, if asked, would you like to go to a temple? In the lieu of modernity, we tend to just suppress. Yes, we want, but I'm sure you have met those people who would say like, okay, I just go to temple just to see the beauty of the temple. No one goes for that, mind you, unless you're an architect or you're studying. You have certain suppressed desires, which is why you would at the first ask of going to a temple, you nodded your head, but somehow you just did not wanted to come across deliberately so you chose a very convenient mask of modernity, saying I just went to the temple for just seeing the beauty of the temple. However, that's a blatant lie. You and I know that the world is obsessed with the aesthetics of occult, but terrified of its architecture. They want the incense, the crystals, the bells to hang in their house, you know, the murmurs of being aligned to something greater than themselves. However, in all this rigmarole, I have always found that they wanted to reduce Tantra to romance and mysteries, uh, to weekend retreats where they want to sit together and just take perfect poses in front of the deity, showcasing that okay, now we look powerful. At least coming here in front of the deity, if we took that one picture, we look powerful. That's not how it is. I have been in contact with people who, whom who I know are suffering in life in some way or the other, mentally or physically or circumstantially. And if you just mention the name of uh, Kali to them, or for that matter, Yogini temple, and you just tell them that how do Yogini work as a mechanics, they'll immediately shut you off and tell you, oh no, 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 I just don't need anything. I just want to go to the temple just to see. That's such a fucked up idea in itself. That's such a fucked up ideas. Why do you want to install an aqua guard, for example, in your house? You need purified water. Now, would you also say in that same context that I bring a aqua guard? No, no, no. I just want to see the beauty of it. Everything has a purpose. That machine has a purpose, such as the temples of this magnitude, this strength have a purpose. Don't go there with such confusions of societal stigma fed into you, which is already making you confused. Now don't bring that confusion and go there and sit in front of the deity who is so powerful, now who's waiting for your ask, and you are sitting there and saying, with your clogged mind, with your clogged suppressions, with your own stigmas fed by society, of course. Yes, agreed. But now you have made it a part of yourself also. You don't want that clarity. You want to go there confused and still consider yourself modern. I'm sorry, you are not. You are just very confused. If you weren't, you would want to know, right? So, this is not the work. This is not the work where you make it, a photo session. You go to such temples and treat it as a retreat, and you reduce tantra to romance or and mystery schools to just a one day experience. It is not like that. These are energy portals. These have certain mechanics. These are technologies, to say the least. So this is not the work. This is the waiting room. Whatever you are doing, this confusion is the waiting room. Next birth, will you be getting the the clarity to understand all this? I can completely speak to a person and understand how much clarity do they have. The moment they start speaking like this, I realize, no, this is not the birth for you. You are just not prepared. Not that you are not ready. You are not ready in this birth. You cannot go to such an energy. But they will go. They do go. They take pictures and they pose, make some yoga poses and think they are already enlightened. This is just them wanting to, advertise their enlightenment through a picture. Perfect pose. So, true mysteries were about becoming undeniable and not seeking. You become undeniable in what you want. Your clarity is unshakable. So, true mystery were about power, pure, unadulterated, structural power. It was not कि पता नहीं मैंने I just got a machine which I don't know what it does. People say it just purifies water. No, it doesn't function like that. You have to understand. Structural power. It is very clarified power. Unless you know that you shouldn't come near Kali. She's not for you. Please don't go. Thinking, oh, she's the poster women for women empowerment. No. She'll first churn you like a washing machine washes clothes. Then she will keep the dryer on. Imagine that crush that one would go through in Kali Sadhana. So she's not just a poster for women empowerment. Yes, that is one of her roles, but she'll first dismantle you completely. She'll churn you, she'll remove every negativity which you believed was love, affection, my priority, etc., as a bundle in your life, and you living it with suppressed confusions, thinking that is clarity, modernity, not clarity, modernity, and living through it. She will first remove all of those things. Are you ready for such kind of brutal reality check? If you are not, she's not the deity for you. So I do not make these videos on Kali so that you fall in love with the universe. Okay? I am making these videos to put some sanity into the already fucked up thought process. I teach you how to make the universe yield to your will, not you begging it, right? You go to temples to meet the God with desire suppressed inside you. If someone asks you, just simply somebody asks you, you immediately, the reason why you want to go to the temple, you immediately fall victim to those stigmas, already existing stigmas around Kali. Kali is also not away of the societal stigma. She is the most stigmatized goddess that exists. People are very scared of her. People taboo her like black magic and all that. So you start saying I just go to see beauty, it just irks me. I can't hear this nonsense. Better sit and watch pictures, Pinteresty pictures of Kali, and you can always Photoshop. No need to go there. She's not seeking such confusions. You go there, she'll just churn you. Can you handle that? If you can't, better stay away. Most seekers spend almost 9 years. It's not just laymen, but seekers also spend 9 years meditating in circles, hoping the universe will eventually notice them. They beg for permissions from deities they don't even understand. Same confusion they carry into meditations also. With some little sincerity, with zero sincerity with ignorance is even worse. So certain things like the matrix needs the depth of ego. That is also ego with which you went to the meditation. So you remained ignorant. You did not want to understand what Kali is. So certain things like the matrix demands the depth of your ego. Only then can you truly see things with absolute clarity for things as they truly are. Once the cells are active within you in the path of Kali, once your cells started getting activated within you in the path of Kali, you do not just sense the energy, you become the conduit of that energy also, right? The architect of your and you become the conduit and the architect of that energy. So now the matrix stops being a cage for you. It starts playing chess with you. What are you ready to remove from your life? I'm showing you the most kindest person will be shown as someone who was evil for you. What do you do in that? How do you handle that? How do you straddle that situation? That is what Kali teaches you. What you thought was love suddenly will be the most devastating betrayal of your life. How do you straddle your life? How do you balance yourself? How do you hold yourself centered? That is Kali. You don't come here to see, look holy. You don't come here to, for her beauty, for the women empowerment that the poster child. None of those bullshit. So I do not like listening to these bullshits also. But this level of sovereignty, where you start playing chess with the universe, that level of sovereignty requires a toll that most are unwilling to pay. It requires the death of the ego. It requires stepping into the darkness of your own shadows and others, willing to see others' darkness, not to hide in it, but because dark or the color black is the totality of all possibilities. It is a fertile void where empires are built, right? But like I believe, some people have that clarity and some will never have. Not in this birth at least. They are not ready. So the elite functioning associated with Tantra, the knowledge of Tantra, the sacredness of Tantra, where it is asked that some of it needs to be kept hidden. So that is the elite functioning, what I'm mentioning as. It is not out of arrogance of knowledge, but it is a necessary quarantine. Because power of this magnitude can't be handed to the ones who flinch at their own shadows, who cannot handle their own shadows, who cannot do the Ras Leela once they recognize their own shadows, who have not gone through their ego death. Their own shadows is what tells them that I don't want to go to the temple just for the I don't want to ask anything. I just want to go for the beauty of it. What nonsense. How juvenile it sounds. That is them flinching at their own shadows. But because, I'm sorry if it hurts your sentiments that I'm speaking in this way, because somebody has to tell you this is not modernity, this is not clarity at all. By any instinct, this is not clarity. This is absolute utter stigmatic confusion of the society fed into you, rushing through your bloodstreams. You have to rise above all this. You have to learn how to play, do the Ras Leela with your own shadows. Play the chess with the universe. It shows you something. You play with it. How do you strategize your life around that incident? That is what Kali is for. She makes you absolutely powerful. She makes you the Krishna, the greatest strategist. You go to Kali not to look holy. You go to Kali to just get transformed at every level, to be powerful, truly empowered. And the ones who scream empowerment through picture perfect poses are absolute confusions in their own living, breathing life. I don't consider them, I don't feel anybody should take them as any role model, because it will take you to ignorance and a life filled with ego, which doesn't allows you to unlearn things more than unlearning that thread of ignorance. Thank you so much.